Hello, the learners. Welcome to Educate. I hope that this is grade 10, it's grade 11s and grade 12s because in grade 10, you are not doing internal resistance yet. Now that we have grown up a bit, we have to move on to the concept of internal resistance. You should remember one thing, that in grade 10, I taught you that the voltage or the potential difference, it is basically the energy that is supplied by the battery per unit of charge so that you can have current, right? So basically here, we are now introducing another new concept of the internal resistance. But first of all, we need to understand what is the term EMF referring to. What does the term EMF mean? So here we have got this term EMF is just an abbreviation for electromotive force. But basically in terms of definition, we define EMF as the maximum energy. So we define it as the maximum energy that a battery can provide per unit charge. So we say that this is the maximum energy that the battery can provide per unit charge. So we are trying to say that this is the highest amount of energy that each battery can be able to give to charges so that you can have current. Of course, batteries do have different EMFs because you have got smaller batteries and you have got bigger batteries depending on what you want them to work on. So basically, you know that the smaller batteries, they usually work on small things such as torches, such as smaller devices, whereas the big batteries, they can work on things such as cars. So all of them, they've got different maximum energies, different EMFs. So now here, let's just say you have got a battery here which is having an EMF of 12 volts. So we'll say that the EMF of this battery, the EMF is equals to 12 volts. So that's the maximum energy that the battery can give to per unit charge or per coulomb of charge. But in actual fact, or in reality, the battery's label of the EMF is not actually the amount of voltage that will be supplied to components. What do I mean? For example, right now, since we're having 12 volts of EMF in this battery, it does not necessarily mean that this 12 volts, it will be the one that will go into resistor R1 and resistor R2 respectively. Why not? It's because there is this feature or this thing known as internal resistance. So the internal resistance is just a feature that decreases the EMF. So basically this 12 volts that we have in this battery, not all of it will be supplied to this R1 resistor and this R2 resistor. It's because internal resistance actually takes off some of the energy. It actually takes off from the EMF. So it means that even though the label of the battery says that we have got an EMF of 12 volts, it doesn't necessarily mean that the total voltage, the one that will kind of go into resistor R1 and R2, will be exactly that. So now what actually happens? Where is the voltage going, or how is it being lost? So due to internal resistance, some of the voltage is being lost. So basically we can say maybe if we start with 12 volts of EMF, some of it will be lost. Maybe 0.5 volts will be lost, and the total voltage that will go into these two resistors, it will be definitely less than what? Less than 12. So let's just say, for example, hypothetically, just a simple example, if I say that on these 12 volts of EMF that I have, this is the maximum energy that it can give. But in reality, we say that it's going to lose some amount. So let's just say it loses some amount. Maybe it loses only 0.5 volts due to internal resistance. So the amount of voltage that will go into the external circuit, that will go out of these dotted lines, all right, that will go out of the battery, it will be equal to 11.5 volts. So in actual fact, if this battery has an EMF of 12 volts and it happens that there is internal resistance that causes it to lose 0.5 volts, then only 11.5 volts will be the one that will be able to flow. Okay, not really flow out because voltage is not really current, but out of these 12 volts of EMF of the maximum energy, 0.5 will be lost and only 11.5 will be able to get into these two resistors. All right, so the energy is kind of lost there. So it is an amount of energy lost. In this case, it is 0.5. and then the one that we have remaining is 11.5. So we can actually formulate that in terms of a mathematical equation. So basically here, this 12 here, it was our EMF, this is E, and then this is 0.5, this negative, this is minus 0.5, right? So from the EMF, I subtracted an amount that was lost, right? So I will call that the lost voltage. So this is the lost voltage, because here we say that we started with 12 volts of EMF, but 0.5 volts out of those, it was lost. So this is minus the V lost. So the V lost is actually the amount of voltage that was lost due to internal resistance. Okay, this is just an example to say that let us just assume that 0.5 was lost in this particular circuit. So now this will equal to what? This 11.5 volts is the remaining one. After losing 0.5 from the 12 volts of EMF, the remaining voltage, we say it is known as the external voltage. Right. So the other term that they can use to describe V lost or the lost voltage, they can say it is known as internal voltage, still the same thing. So this V lost here is otherwise known as V internal. They can just write something like V internal. It is the same thing as V lost. So this is the amount of voltage that was lost due to internal resistance. So here, if we can look carefully, there is a small letter R here and there's a resistor. Once you have got a resistor and it is enclosed in these dotted lines making up a box, this is known as an internal resistor. The value that you see up here written as 0.2 ohms, it is the measurement of the internal resistance. So we can try to modify our formula to include this R and whatnot. So how can we do that? So here we will say that this is the EMF minus. Okay, basically let's just transpose the V loss to the other side. This will be the EMF is equals to the external voltage plus the lost volts. So you typically know this formula in this format from a textbook or something like that, but this is how we start. Now the external voltage. Remember that we have learned how to calculate the voltage of a particular cell. We know that according to Ohm's law postulate, V is equals to IR. So it means that the voltage across any component or the total voltage of a particular thing is equals to the current multiplied by the resistance, right? So here we can say, here in this case, we are talking about the external voltage, the voltage that will go into the outer components. So we can actually say it is the total voltage, because here this 12 volts, it was the maximum one, but only 11.5 will do what? Will go out. So that's the total voltage that will be supplied to these two resistors, to these two components. So here we can just say this is I times R, because according to Ohm's law, we know that a current multiplied by a resistance can be substituted for V, because V is equals to IR. So here I'm writing IR in place of what? In place of V external. Then this is plus the lost voltage. This is still voltage as well, but now the only difference is the type of resistance that we're having. Look at it. The lost voltage, you can calculate it also using the Ohm's law, because the Ohm's law says that V is equals to I times R. But now I'm going to say that for the lost voltage, V lost, okay, this is the external one. So for the lost voltage, I'm going to say it is equals to the current multiplied by small letter r. This small letter r is the internal resistance. This is to specify that this lost voltage, for example here, this 0.5 volts that has been lost from this 12 volts of EMF, it is lost due to internal resistance. That's why I said make sure that you understand this small letter r represents internal resistance. Once you see the resistor enclosed in these dotted lines, it means it's an internal resistor. It is the one that is causing some of the EMF to be lost, or some of the EMF to remain within the battery. This actually causes the battery to heat up. Okay, sometimes you'll find out that when you plug a battery inside a torch, it actually heats up and it becomes hot and hot and hot. Why is it becoming hot? It is because there's a lot of internal resistance that actually increases the energy, is actually trapped within the battery. Not all of it is flowing out. So that will cause the battery to become even more hotter and hotter and hotter. So that's just a real world application of things. So here V lost is equals to in current. The current is still the total current, because we know that the current that is flowing around the circuit, It is the same current that is flowing in the battery, within the battery. So basically, within the battery, we have current that is flowing, and in the outside, we still have the same current. Hence, we use I. So I'm going to substitute V lost here for capital letter I and small letter r. This small letter r, it is to symbolize that this is internal resistance. And seeing that mathematically we have got a common factor of I, which is the current, the total current of the circuit, we can just take it out and say that this is I into R plus R. So this is the typical formula that you would basically see. So here, this is a modified formula of calculating the EMF when you have got the current, the resistance, as well as the internal resistance. This resistance, a capital letter R, we say it's known as the external resistance, right? We say it's known as the what? As the external resistance. The external resistance is typically the resistance that you know, the total resistance of the circuit. So you will look at all the resistors besides this one that is inside, because this one is an internal resistor, right? We only count it in this expression, the second one, I times R, I times small letter r. So when we're talking about here, the R, this capital letter R, it is the total external resistance. So it is the resistance of all resistors that are outside these dotted lines, because these dotted lines, they are symbolizing the difference between the internal part of the circuit and the external part of the circuit. So basically, if we look carefully in this particular diagram, we can see that here we have got resistor R1 and resistor R2. Those two are external resistors. So if we were to calculate capital letter R for this particular circuit, what we're going to say? We're going to say that 1 over R parallel is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. Of course, that's the formula that you use to combine them since they're in parallel. So it's just the normal way of combining and finding the total resistance of the circuit. Okay, so this capital letter R is nothing new to you because you know how to combine resistors in the circuit. You just do not include this one within this box of dotted lines. Right, grade 12s and 11s. Make sure that here on this small letter R, you substitute the what? You substitute the internal resistance. They will always write a value here, 0.2 ohms. When they do not write a value, they're just going to say small letter r, and you probably have to solve for it. So in this case, we can try to use this formula and try to see from this given information, do we have anything that is missing here? All right. So here we're having a battery that has an EMF of 12 volts and it has got an internal resistance of 0.2 ohms because small letter r, remember, the internal one, the one within this is 0.2 ohms. Now here from this equation, you can see that we do have the EMF is 12 volts, check. We do we have the total current? No. So here we can say that the unknown here, it is the total current. We do not know what is the total current of the circuit. So in other cases, they can probably give you what? They can probably give you an emitter here at this point. You know that this emitter is definitely measuring the total current, right? I made quite a couple of videos on how to see where the total current is. So here, this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal, and the current is flowing from the positive terminal, right? And through the conductor is going to the negative terminal. So this total current, we say is the total current because it's coming directly from the battery. It did not split, okay? Because remember, current is no longer total if it has splitted. But in this particular case, you can see that the current is coming directly from the battery. It did not split and it goes straight to the emitter. So the reading on the emitter here, it will be measuring the total current. So the question can just give you this information and say that you've got a battery that is an EMF of 12 volts and an internal resistance of 0.2 ohms. You are given resistor R1 of 2 ohms, resistor R2, which is having 1 ohm. Now they say calculate the reading on emitter A. That's how tricky it gets. You know that the reading on emitter A is the total current. And the total current, it is part of this equation. E is equals to I times R plus R. This I here is the total current of the circuit. So this R here is the total external resistance. So it is the resistor, it's just the total resistance of the circuit, excluding, without including this one that is within the box. Then this is plus R. We have R here is 0.2. So here, for us to find the current, we'll probably have to just find what is capital letter R first. So how do we calculate that? So now we've already formulated it and said that here our capital letter R here, the external resistance, it is basically the combination of these two. So because those are the only resistors that we have at the external part of the circuit, guys, because basically this one is internal, don't count it, only count the other ones that are outside. If we had another one here, you would add it as well to find the total resistance of the circuit. That is the capital letter R there. Please, let's not get confused over that. So here we'll have to say 1 over R parallel is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. We do not just add them in this way and say this is 2 plus 1 is 3. No, because these two are connected in parallel to one another. You should be able to identify that as well because they are receiving splitted current, so they are connected in parallel to one another. So here we'll say that this is 1 over R parallel is equals to 1 over R1, which is the first resistor, it is 2 ohms, and this resistor is connected in parallel to the 1 ohms resistor plus 1 over 1. So here we can just kind of solve our fraction 1 over 2 plus 1. 1 over 2 plus 1 is just going to give you 3 over 2 or 1,5. So 1 over R parallel they will give you 3 over 2. And then remember, we're not looking for R parallel, we're not looking for 1 over R parallel, we want R parallel. So we'll probably have to just flip the terms. So this term goes up there, this one also goes up there, the one that was in the numerator goes to the denominator, the one that was in the denominator does the same thing, and vice versa. So here we can now come and calculate and say that our R parallel, the value of R parallel there will be 2 over 3. So the R parallel there will be 2 over 3. Okay, that will be 2 over 3. You probably put that in your calculator and try to find what is it, and then you're going to measure this in ohms. Make sure that you always write the units. They are very important, grade 11s and 12s. So now this R parallel, we know that that is the total resistance of the circuit because these are the only resistors that we have present beside this one, which is internal. So you would substitute 2 over 3 here, which is the one that you have gotten, and you substitute R here, which is 0.2. So to calculate that, we'll just consult our formula. I'll just wrap it and write it again. So we'll just come and say, therefore, we're looking for the current, right? We're looking for the reading on ammeter A. So we'll have to say that the EMF is equals to the total current into the external resistance A plus the internal resistance. So here we'll say our EMF is given as 12 volts, and then the current I is what we're looking for. Then the resistance R, the total external resistance, we've already calculated it, the combination of 2 and 1 using the parallel. We found out that is equals to 2 over 3 ohms. I didn't convert that to decimal because I don't have a calculator nearby. Then this is plus R here is 0.2, and then you probably put that into your calculator and kind of solve it. I don't see mine, so I'm not really, well, here's one. All right, so here you just have to add 2 over 3 plus 0.2. So this is 2 over 3 plus 0.2. Then you get 13 over 15. So this is 12 is equals to 13 over 15 multiplied by current. And to find your answer, you just basically have to multiply both sides by 15 over 13, or you can just say 12 divided by 13 over 15. Guys, this is not a math class, okay? So you probably have to find your current there. So the total current there, according to what I'm getting, this is 12 over 13 over 15, will give you a current of 18.85. And it's not dogs, guys. You always measure it in units. This is amperes A. All right. So this is the total current of the circuit. That's the total current of the circuit. And what if I give you a follow-up questions here, grade 11s and 12s, and I say how much is the lost voltage? How much is the lost voltage, or how much is the internal voltage? The internal voltage is the one that has been lost, right? And the formula that you can use to calculate the internal voltage or the lost voltage is V lost is equals to I times R. Okay, you use the Ohm's law, but here you're applying it with context, or in context of the internal resistance. All right, this is the V lost. V lost is the amount of volts. You measure it in volts, guys. Don't use any other imaginary units. I don't know where you get them. Okay, please be careful. This is the lost volts, the internal voltage, or I say this internal voltage or lost voltage. It is the amount that was lost from the EMF. Okay, it's the amount that was lost from the EMF. if I say calculate that internal voltage, what would you do? You would just have to come and calculate it, of course, because here, what do you know? You now know the current. The total current is 13.85 amperes. Now you can come and say that the lost voltage or the internal voltage or the voltage that has been lost from the circuit, from this EMF of 12 volts, we have lost some voltage because the internal resistance here is taking away, right? It's taking away some of it. Not all of the 12 volts will go to R1 and R2. Some of it will be lost due to what? Due to internal resistance, small letter r. Then now here we're looking for the internal voltage. The current here, the total current, we found that it is 13.85. So 13.85 amperes. Then this is multiplied by the resistance, small letter r. Internal resistance in this case is 0.2 ohms. Okay, ohms, right? And then now you punch that into your calculator. Now, when you punch that into the calculator, you're going to say 13.85 amperes multiplied by 0.2 ohms. Then you're going to get 2.77. So the internal voltage or the lost voltage is 2.77 ohms. So the lost voltage is 2.77 ohms. It means that from this 12 volts, 2.77 volts, 2.77 volts was taken away, right? Mistakes to happen. Yeah, basically out of this 12, 2.77 volts was taken away. So now a follow-up question will come again and say, what is the voltage across resistor R1 and resistor R2? Right, what is the voltage across resistor R1 and resistor R2? So now you just calculate that as well. Follow-up questions will always come, but once you understand the concept, it becomes very easy. So here, you know that the voltage that will go into R1 and R2, it is not the same as the EMF. Some of it will be taken away. And we know the amount that will be taken away, which is the internal voltage. So you can just come and say that the EMF is equals to the external voltage plus the internal voltage. Because you are looking for the one that will go to R1 and R2 respectively, right? Because basically that's the one that will remain afterward, after some of it is lost. So here we'll say this is 12 is equals to the external voltage is what we're looking for. Then the internal one, the one that will be lost, it will be 2.77 volts. Then you transpose that. The V external there will be equals to 12 minus 2.77 volts. And the external voltage, the one that will go into this R1 and R2, will be 12 minus 2.77. I don't know, that's going to give you something somewhere around 9.23, around there. So around 9.23 volts will be the one that around 9.23 volts will be the one that will go into R1 and R2. And since R1 and R2, they are connected in parallel to one another, we would say what? We would say that they will have the same voltage, they will have the same potential difference. So here we'll have only 9.23 volts and here only 9.23 volts. So out of these 12 volts that we had of EMF, the maximum energy that we have, due to internal resistance, we lost 2.77 volts, then we remained with 9.23 volts. See how easy it gets. So another way of asking this question of calculating the external voltage, they can probably give you a voltmeter. So they will just probably connect a voltmeter at the ends here. So how can they do that in the exam? In the exam, if they put a voltmeter here, this is your voltmeter. Here is the voltmeter. Now, I want you to answer in the comments before I give you the answer. Try to pause and answer. Basically, the voltage that is measured by this voltmeter, what type of voltage is it? Is it the external voltage? Is it the EMF? Or is it the internal voltage? Because those are the three types that we've talked about in this video. So basically, this voltmeter here, what is it actually measuring? In case a question comes to you and say, calculate the reading on voltmeter V1. So this, I'll call this is voltmeter V1. So if the question comes and says, calculate the reading on voltmeter V1, what would you actually calculate? Would you calculate the EMF? Would you calculate the internal voltage, or would you calculate the external voltage? Now the answer says this is actually measuring the external voltage. You can see that this voltmeter, it is connected at the ends of these dotted lines. So these dotted lines, remember I said that they are actually representing that this is the internal part of the battery of the circuit. So this is the internal circuit here. It's basically what's happening within the battery, or within the battery basically. So when we connect a voltmeter at the ends of this box, it means we are measuring the amount of voltage that will come out of this system, which is the external voltage. All right, we cannot say that we are measuring the EMF. Ekubeni this voltmeter is connected on this point. This voltmeter, for it to measure the EMF, it will probably be connected somewhere here, but within these dotted lines. But here now we have connected it outside of these dotted lines to show that we are trying to see how much energy is actually coming out of the battery. How much energy is actually coming out of the battery here. All right, so that amount of energy coming out of the battery is the external voltage. So the question might have been asked in another way here. They would have just said, calculate the reading on voltmeter V1. What would you have said? You would have said that V1 is measuring the external voltage, and using all these equations that we have used to get here, you would have calculated the reading, which is the external voltage, which is the one that remains when internal resistance is taken 2.77 volts away from this 12 volts. Thank you so much, great heavens and great house, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to also stay tuned.